Hey you guys, it's Kristen and welcome back to the Gold Project. Today is day 1 of my Gluten Free Series. I am so excited about sharing this entire series with you guys. I have been working on it for the last couple of months, and it is a series that's going to last throughout 2017. So it's going to go, I'm thinking, one post a month until the end of December. And I have it all written down in my Erin Condren notebook. I have it all scheduled out, even things that are going to go in my new planner that I don't have yet. So I'm truly excited about this. And please understand that I'm not a food YouTuber or food blogger. I don't really know a whole lot about cooking. I'm kind of one of those recipe type of people because I don't really think I have the knack for just throwing a bunch of things in a pot and having it turn out okay. So you're getting to see real life here. So this series is going to start with this video, and this video is over my favorite gluten-free foods. And those are things that don't require me cooking. I guess you could bake them, but you don't have to take a bunch of ingredients and mix them together to create anything. These are things that I eat for breakfast, snacks, lunches, on the go. And I wrote it all down in my Erin Condren notebook so I would not forget any of it. I think a lot of what I'm sharing, I actually have the product so I'll be able to share it with you. If not, I'll be popping up a picture for you guys. And then the next videos will actually be in my kitchen. So we'll start, I want to say, the next 5 videos will be over meal planning. So meals that are gluten-free. And here's the thing. I'm not an expert on gluten-free. I'm still learning. This is my 2nd year, almost. In July, it will be 2 years for me that I've been gluten-free. So I'm still learning. But I'm hoping this will be helpful to you guys. Because when I started out my gluten-free journey back in July of 2015, I was clueless. I had no idea. I think the first couple times I thought I was getting gluten-free. I really wasn't. So I hope you find this helpful. Now, just in case you're wondering, I'll just give you the rundown on why I am gluten-free. It's not a fad. It's not something I don't have cheat days. It is something that I stick to faithfully every single day, and it's because of my thyroid and some stomach issues that I was having. I was diagnosed back in, I think it was May of 2015, with a low functioning thyroid, and even with the medication, I still did not feel completely right. So after doing some research, my husband and we decided that I would try the gluten-free diet. And I felt so much better after the trial period that I decided to stick with it. No, I have not been tested for celiac or anything like that because I feel good and that is what counts, I feel like. So here I'm jumping all over the place. I apologize for that. So we're starting out with this video over my favorite gluten-free foods. Then the next 5 videos will be over my meal planning. So I'll actually be standing in the kitchen prepping these meals for you. And then the final 5, I'm so excited, will be about desserts that are gluten-free. A lot of the things that I make in my house that are gluten-free, it's actually a not gluten-free recipe, and then I tweak it so it is gluten-free. So I hope you're excited about this series. I am super excited about sharing it with you guys. So let's get started with my favorite gluten-free foods. We are going to start this whole thing out with breakfast type of items, and if you follow this channel for a while, I may have mentioned some of these things or all of these things in previous videos, but I wanted to include all of them in one whole video. So the first thing we're going to talk about is my favorite coffee creamer that is gluten-free, and that is the International Delight Cold Stone Creamery Sweet Cream. You guys, my husband and I are huge coffee drinkers. We have tried just about every type of creamer, and this is hands down our favorite coffee creamer. And, you know, I did not realize this until I started checking out for gluten-free, but this is actually lactose-free and gluten-free. I'm not sure if you can see it on the side. Usually we like to try a new coffee creamer and then always get this one in addition to that one. And all of the coffee creamers that I have tried have been gluten-free, whether it's been the International Delights or the Coffee Mate. But this is by far our favorite. But please, anytime you're looking for gluten-free items, always check the ingredients, because one flavor might be gluten-free, but another may not, or they could have changed the ingredients altogether. Then next is the breakfast bar that I eat every single morning, and that is the Kind breakfast bars. Now, I have talked about this before, I know, but it is gluten-free, dairy-free, low sodium, no genetically engineered ingredients, and it's got 5 super grains. Now, the Kind brand makes tons of different granola type of products, and I've tried a lot of them, but I always go back to eating this breakfast bar. I just like it for some reason. And I will say this about these bars. It is not a bar that everybody likes. My husband actually says these taste like cardboard, but I like them. So it might be one of those things I wouldn't run out and buy 5 boxes until you try 1 box to make sure you do like it. There are other brands of gluten-free granola bars if you do not like this one. This is just the one that I have recently been purchasing. And they have many different flavors. This one is the raspberry. And the peanut butter is by far my favorite. This is the one I always get, but I have tried the raspberry. I think there's a cranberry, and there is a blueberry one. Now, when I started this gluten-free journey in 2015, I was eating yogurt. I eat yogurt basically as my between snack between breakfast and lunch, just to hold me over until lunch, because I eat so early because I am a teacher. So I was eating the Oikos, Oikos, and it was my favorite. I love that brand of yogurt, but it is not gluten-free. So I had to find an alternative, and after trying several different brands, I have decided that the Yoplait Greek yogurt is my favorite of them all. And there are many different flavors of the Yoplait Greek yogurt. And this one actually says on the back that it is gluten-free. Make sure, like I said, that you always check the ingredients. Strawberry is my favorite. I also like the strawberry banana, the mixed berry, and the blueberry. But there's peach, and I think my husband got a caramel one, and a coffee one, and a chocolate one. But I always eat this every morning between breakfast and lunch. And here's what I like to do with my yogurt. I like to put it in the freezer for just a little bit so it actually tastes like ice cream. And my last breakfast type of food that I wanted to share with you is actually something that I'd forgot about until the other day. So I wanted to throw it into this video. It is the Quaker Oats Select Starts gluten-free quick 1-minute oatmeal. This is awesome. And you guys, I did a little bit of research on oatmeal because it really didn't make any sense to me why oatmeal was not gluten-free. I'm like, is there additives? But it's in the way it is processed is what I basically came to the conclusion of. So this is awesome. It's got the little purple label, and I guess it's just not processed the same as the original Quaker oatmeal, but it tastes just the same. You cannot tell that it's gluten-free, but I have been eating this for probably 6 months off and on. I have to be in the mood to eat oatmeal. I can't just get up in the morning and say, oh, I'm going to eat oatmeal today. I have to be craving some oatmeal. But this is really good. I've tried some other brands of oatmeal, and they were just flat out nasty. I couldn't even eat the whole thing. So this is good, and I'm not wanting to say that every store carries this, because we have 2 Walmarts in my town. We have a regular Walmart Supercenter, and then we have a neighborhood market. And I want to say the Supercenter carries it, but the neighborhood market does not. And sometimes one carries it and the other does not. So I don't know if it's at every retailer, but just make sure that you check this one out. Okay, next up, we're going to talk about some of my favorite lunch type of foods. Now, sometimes I eat these for lunch, sometimes I eat them for dinner, but I'm going to share them in the lunch category. And the first one is my favorite lunch meat, and this is the Oscar Mayer Natural Applewood Smoked Uncured Ham. I love this ham. Now, I am picky when it comes to lunch meat. I always want my lunch meat dry. And I will say that, like, if I go to the actual deli where they cut your meat, I'm like, can you tell me if that's a dry ham or turkey before I get it? Once I found this and realized it was a really dry ham and it's got a good flavor, I have stuck with this one. And it does say no gluten on it. I always like to check the ingredients just like I have told y'all. Now, after the ham, sometimes I'm in the mood for a peanut butter sandwich. Kind of like the oatmeal, I have to be in the mood for peanut butter. And I went to my pantry and I guess I'm out of the peanut butter, but I had the other one that I get. This is the Jif Whips. I'm trying to make sure I'm sitting where the sun is beaming in so it's bright and it's kind of making a glare on some of these products. Jif Whips. Now this one is kind of like Nutella. It is called the Whipped Peanut Butter and Chocolate. It tastes like Nutella to me. And I also get the peanut butter one. I think I've ate all the peanut butter, if that tells you anything. So that's why I just have this one left. And it says gluten-free on the side. Make sure you check. But this stuff is awesome. I will put it on some gluten-free bread, and it makes a great sandwich. Now, next, this is something that made my favorites, I want to say, in January. I'm sure you can hear it right now because it was folded up, and I have to uncrinkle it so you can actually see the bag. But it is the Aldi's sweet potato chips. These are fantastic. I will stop through Aldi's on my way home if I don't need anything else but chips just to pick up these chips. Normally they are only $1.99 too, which is a lot cheaper than anywhere else that sells the sweet potato chips. Okay, next we're going to talk about pizzas. Now I can tell you, if somebody were to ask me what are some of the things that you miss the most about not having to eat gluten-free. One is pizza, two is donuts. I mean, you just cannot beat a nice, sweet, warm donut. Same thing with pizza. But I will tell you, after trying several pizzas, this is by far my favorite one. It's the Freschetta's gluten-free signature pepperoni pizza. This tastes the most similar to an actual pizza to me. Now it is thin crust. If you don't like thin crust, you might not like this, but I can tell you this, my son, usually if we have a pizza type of night, I'll make myself this and then I'll make everybody else a different pizza, and my son would prefer to eat this pizza with me. Okay, next I'm going to share one thing that doesn't really fit in any category because you can't really eat it by itself, but I wanted to mention it in this video because it is a staple for my pantry, and it is the Pillsbury gluten-free flour. This is awesome. This is what I use to make pancakes, waffles, cakes, cookies, anything that requires flour y'all are going to see in the videos to come. I will use this Pillsbury gluten-free flour, and at my Walmart, it's actually right with the other flours. So I really do like this, and they also have a pizza crust. You'll probably see that too, because I do plan on making a homemade gluten-free pizza in one of my videos to come. But this is awesome. I've used it a lot, and I recommend it to anybody that's looking for a gluten-free alternative to flour. Okay, next I have two items to share with you that we do a lot of times for dinner in case we have a lot going on with cheer or football or swim practice and we need something that's quick to throw in the oven that does not take long, and that would be chicken nuggets and fries. And you're probably saying chicken nuggets have batter on them. Yes, they do, but Tyson makes a gluten-free chicken nugget. You cannot tell the difference. It has none of that fatty stuff in it. And it has no antibiotics and no added hormones or steroids. I love these. I can tell you, we get a new bag every time we go to Walmart to get groceries. I don't know how they've made the bread on the chicken nuggets, but they are fantastic. My entire family absolutely loves these. And then when we make the chicken nuggets, we will also have fries. And I want to say most of the Ore-Ida, I think that's how you pronounce it, are gluten-free. But this one is our favorite. It is the Golden Crinkles fries, and we always have these. And we always have these when we have chicken nuggets. So these two things we put on one pan, put them in the oven, and it takes 20-30 minutes, and we're ready to eat dinner. Now, the last couple of things are going to be snacky type things or sweets, treats type of foods, and I don't have any of those with me, so I will be popping up a picture of them right up here. The first one is plain M&Ms. Usually if I want some chocolate, I will grab some plain M&Ms. I normally go when I go to Walmart and I'll get a bag just so I have them in my pantry in case I need a chocolate piece of something because I have a sweet tooth. And I will tell you, not all of them are gluten-free, and you have to make sure that you check online with, I want to say that the M&M's website does have a list of the ones that are gluten-free, but I know the plain ones are and the peanut ones are. So though that is one of my favorite little snacks. Also, when we have cake and ice cream, my favorite gluten-free ice cream is the Breyers natural ice cream. It's the one with the vanilla beans in it. I love that. For some reason, the last couple of times we've gone to Walmart to get ice cream for a birthday, they didn't have Breyers. So I don't know if Breyers is having some issues with their ice cream right now, but I like that it's gluten-free and there's no hormones added to the ice cream. So if you haven't tried that, definitely try the Breyers brand of ice cream. And not all of them are gluten-free. You have to check because some of them do have pieces of cookie dough or some kind of flour type of candies in it. And if you see me looking to the side, it's because I'm looking at my notebook over here to make sure I don't forget anything. The next thing would be Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I'm a big fan of peanut butter, even though earlier I said I have to be in the mood to eat a peanut butter sandwich. I can eat Reese's Peanut Butter Cups at any moment. Those are gluten-free. Now, the specialty ones are not. The ones like you get at Easter time or Valentine's Day that are actually shaped like eggs, for instance. Those are not gluten-free. Just the original ones that come with the little paper on the bottom are gluten-free. And that's usually what I ask for in my stocking or anything like that. For my husband, if he gets me some kind of snack, I ask him to get me the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And I like to put them in the freezer too because I like it when they're cold. And that is all for my first video of my gluten-free series. I hope you have enjoyed hearing about all of my current favorite gluten-free foods. Make sure you check the links in the description below. I'll have links to everything that I've talked about today. I do not make a profit if you click on a link. It is just for your benefit. I hope you give this video a thumbs up. And I hope you subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I hope y'all come back in April for my next gluten-free video, which will start with my meal series. And I'm thinking my first one is going to be over spaghetti because that is one of my favorite foods. And it is one that I make a gluten-free version at the same time that I make a traditional version. I hope y'all have a fantastic week. And until next time, bye you guys.